Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the CR&E Morning Brew, February 16th, 2023. A bunch of guys in here already. Let's see here. I'm going to stop that. You guys hear me okay? This is Mom and Train's son, Rail fan. Hello. Eagle Creek, hello. Jim, hello. Rick's Railroad, hello. Alrighty. Good morning, buddy. You feeling okay? The surgery went well. Tamaniki, good morning. There's Stephen. Good morning, Stephen. Chris, Modern Train Aficionado. Good morning. Anthony Dodge. Good morning. High Plains Drifter. How's it going? Railroad. Good morning. So I'm kind of going backwards through the chat here. Bernard C. Good morning to you. I know JD, Grandpa Rails was in here earlier. He was on his way to work, so appreciate that. I don't know if he's still in, but good morning. Let's see, I kind of need to start back at the beginning to see what the conversation's been. I was just on the phone with my son. So, hey, Thomas. Thomas is in here. Where'd he go? There he is. Post-war train guy. Hello, Thomas. There's Grandpa Rouse. He says, good morning, everybody. Have a great day. He's off to work. So, all right. Let's see. Already right thumb up already today. Just got a feeling back in my hand. It's a weird feeling, isn't it? Yeah, it's good. I'm glad to hear it went well. I didn't get to talk to you. Turn those things off. I didn't get to talk to you. I didn't really need to turn the volume actually down on those locomotives. I swear there's actually a little bit of noise, but not that much. Let's see. Yeah. Behave yourself, man. They give you a nurse looks like me. You'll be behaving yourself. All right. Yeah, John, no doubt. We definitely, we tell you don't eat or drink anything, and then next thing you know, we can't get a vein. Honestly, I usually have really good veins. My coworkers always fight over my veins. They're like, oh man, I can't wait till you have surgery because I want to be the one to poke you, you know. And sure as shit, when I went in there for that gallbladder surgery, they wanted to all run on high. They got me one try, but it was like they weren't popping out like they normally do. Let's see, fish and chips are my favorite takeouts. Tom Nimmer on the coast eating a bag of chips on the bench by the sea is top notch. All right. Yeah, you got to get it fresh though, man. Like I know, like during Lent, like with the showstopper that first year, especially, there was a lot of the places they still did their Lent fish fries because around here all the churches and party centers do fish fries. And so we ordered it, to be delivered. And by the time I got there, it was like, you get that condensation inside the styrofoam, and it wasn't the same. But yeah, I love a good fish fry. Today after made passing. Oh, okay. Did you do a video on that or anything, Rick? And I missed it. He's a hard stick, anyways, and dehydrated to boot. 2 chances and go. Yeah, a lot of times I used to always tell them just go in the hand. I got big ones in the hand, so we usually everybody gets an IV. So on my job, I'm starting IVs all day. So we usually start low and work up. They like us to avoid the anacube if we can. They like to save that for if they have to give you blood or something. There's a nice big vein there. Not to mention just different positioning in surgery. So sometimes it gets kinked, and if your arm's bent a certain way and it gets kinked and it starts to infiltrate or something, they can't tell sometimes, and that could do damage depending what they're giving you. Anyways, so we usually start in the hand and work our way up the arm. So, anyways, Jim, I have not really kept a lot up on it. It's a whole thing, though, man. There's more to this than what they're telling us. It's bad, though. And all those little tributaries around there, they all flow into the Ohio River, and the Ohio River flows into the Mississippi River, so on and so forth. So it's not local. The airborne issue of it too. It's not nice. What the heck, man? Well, hopefully my internet don't give me trouble today. I know my wife says it seems to give her some issues lately. So hopefully it doesn't give us issues. All right, cool. Hey, Fred. Joe Rader, good morning. Good morning, anybody I didn't say good morning to or hello to. I am just trying to get caught up on the chat here. Yeah, that's not good stuff. Hey, there's Gary. Good morning. That's a little closer to you than it is to me, that train derailment. Anything going on over there that you can tell us about, Gary? They're still cleaning up. Police arrested a reporter. Yeah, they're being real funny about that. I mean, I think you can look at it two ways. They're trying to keep people safe, including the reporters are getting a little too close to things. So I get that. Or you could look at it as where they're hiding. So, I mean, it just depends on how you want to see it. There you go. Georgia Sunbelt. Anthony, good morning. Let's see. I'm getting there. I'm getting there, guys. Did a short video of what I was going to do. A new, new passing track and the putting the buildings back. Yep. Thanks for reminding us, Thomas. Yeah. Well, I know they got dead fish and animals and everything else around there. Hey, Roomy Rail. Good morning. Well, it'll be afternoon for you. Everything's all right here. Thank you. Man, it was beautiful yesterday. It was like 65. I had to work though. I mean, it was like 65 degrees even when I got out of work. Today, I think it's supposed to be decent, but it's supposed to start raining, I think. It was only 40 today. 40 now. It's supposed to be 48. I thought it was supposed to be nicer today. Well, for February, though, I mean, that's great weather, So we can't complain here. Tomorrow's supposed to be a high of 30. I can back up to 44, 50, 40s all next week. A couple of 30s, but like mid 30s going into March. But we're getting there. It's been a mostly mild winter, so can't really complain there. Yeah, I'm sure they are. Sure they are. That stuff leached into the ground, and then those little tributary type rivers, and not that far from the Ohio River. And you got the three rivers in Pittsburgh that all come down, the Ohio being one, and then it's about an hour and a half southeast, roughly, from Cleveland, where I'm at. It's about just the opposite of that, northeast, roughly, from Pittsburgh. So it's kind of almost in the middle of the two cities. Yeah, like I said, it's not good, man. Norfolk Southern has some good insurance. Yeah, okay. That's all you've heard about it. Oh, hey, good morning. That's okay. I appreciate you popping in to say hello. You have a great day. I-N-R fan. I trying to pronounce that. I-A-N-R fan. Oh, that's Iowa Northern, Iowa something. You told me last time. Damn if I can remember though. Oh yeah, it's gonna be a long cleanup. Millions and millions. You seen that hot box? It's more like the 4th of July. Yeah. Well, have you seen from the sky too? You see the black cloud through the clouds from that airplane photo? What? What do you mean? That's cool. Thomas, let's take a look at that. Should just have attacking wildlife and farming. I have to go watch that. Oh, 70 there in Maryland. Yeah. Yeah, Darren was telling me that, Anthony. Yeah, it was like I said, mid 60s here, 63, 65, somewhere in there. Hey, Roy, 12 with a -3 wind chill. Well, they can have it. Damn it, that's usually us. No offense to them guys, but we're the ones usually with that kind of crappy weather. Yeah. The day strippers? I sure know what that is. Only 7 below. Well, good. Heat wave coming. Yeah, that's an old spike. That's an old spike there, Thomas. Yeah. I don't know. I know they say they're supposed to alleviate the tanks from exploding and stuff, but I don't know. You can't think that would be good in the air. But I don't know. I heard too many environmentalists speaking up about it, so maybe it must not be too bad. Apparently, maybe it's the wrong state. Didn't get their marching orders to come and protest. Damn. Yeah, I haven't watched all that stuff. Just little bits here and there, but it does not look good. Hey there, Dirk. You're down not too far from that area too. What do you hear? You hearing anything? You're close. You're close to the Ohio River too, aren't you? Sorry, guys. I'm just reading. Mm-mm. 20 miles southeast of Amarillo. I used to love going through Amarillo. Yeah, Athens, but that's not far from the Ohio River, is it? Are you are too, Thomas? I don't know. I don't know. Anyways, all we can do is see what happens. See what the grandpa and chief does about it. Go northeast. Well, Ohio runs basically the whole border of Ohio on the south, like from like East Liverpool, Steubenville area, where it meets in with like West Virginia and Pennsylvania. I mean, that's all the Ohio River. The whole bottom of the state basically is the Ohio River, if I'm not mistaken. Like the whole bottom outline. That's why it's all like weird, like curvy, and instead of like a normal squared off shape or something, it's the river is the border between Ohio, West Virginia, Ohio, Kentucky. That's cool when you get down there and see the tugs pushing the barges and stuff down the river. It's pretty cool. So, what the heck did I say that? There's been a lot of derailments this year and last, all over the country. This one probably being, I'm going to say, probably one of the worst because of all the chemicals involved and stuff like that. But I need to make a trip to Athens and visit Taco. I'm going to have to get to Taco John's. You guys keep talking about Taco John's. Sounds like might be the worst damn tacos in the world, but it just seems like you guys keep talking about them, so now I want them. Saturday stores, Spurs. In our area, that stuff can be ugly. Sure. Let's see. River makes about 1/3 to 1/2 of the eastern state. Yeah, that's right. It does kind of come down the side and then down. Yeah, you're right. Still a little north. Okay. Well, I guarantee it's closer than you and I are, Anthony. They're closer than we are. Taco Tuesday? They have specials for Taco Tuesday? Oh, that's today. I can't read. I swear to God that they said I'm going there Tuesday. You said today. Jeez, oh man. I am. Maybe. I don't know. I've never been there. I'll have to come down and go to the one you have and then decide if I'd be jealous or not. Good tacos, piss poor service. All right, well, that's everywhere anymore. Jeez. Service is awful anymore. No doubt, man. How are they not making a bigger thing out of those balloons than what they are? It's literally an invasion of this country. We're just like, nothing to see here, folks. Hey, Waycross. Good morning. Just doing our best. How are you this morning, you guys? Either way, I'd like to check them out. Taco John's. All right, Anthony, have fun with the grandson. Thanks for popping in. Yeah. If the weather gets better, I'll be more willing to travel, do more rail fanning. It was fun rail fanning with you guys that day in Columbus, but it was cold. Tacos and their Olays. All right. I'll have to check them out one of these days. You guys still getting flooding over there? I asked you that the other day. When is the good season in Australia? It seems like you got winter and you got floods. Do you have any like dry water there? John's got a special place in my heart. Best friend I used to make late night trips there was thing. Yeah, it's buffering apparently. So sorry, guys. This may not be a long stream if this keeps up because I'm not going to be happy with that. It's funny the things that we relate to through memories. You know, what makes us remember something in a certain way that, you know, it was better or worse than what it really is. As far as, you know, whatever it is, really, food or whatever. But, hey, railroad enthusiast, I'm sorry, I didn't know you were in here. James, didn't know you were in here. Good morning. I'm kind of behind on the chat. Not far enough for people to be taking bets yet. Like Jim was the other night, last Thursday. Jim, I don't know if you went back and read your chat, man, but man, we were busting on you. Already went to the store, came back, and you still weren't caught up. Hey, Curly. What's going on, buddy? Early winter time. So when does your winter time start, technically? You know, like we look at, you know, November-ish for us to go into winter, and spring's usually April, March, April up here on the North Coast. Yeah. It's tough, man. You know, the older I get, the more people I'm hearing about with bad things that have happened, people I went to school with and that, you know, or have passed away or cancer, things like that. It's like, wow, get to that age now where I'm going to, you know, start to hear more of that. So, yeah, Raquel Welch died yesterday, I heard too. 82, I think. Just stop by to give him a thumbs up. I'm heading to the post office. Take care there. Okay. Who's probably gone already, but yeah. Thank you for stopping in. Be safe on your journeys to the post office and back. Always appreciate it. I knew it. I knew I heard something that sounded good over there. Bastard. Run and run and run, and all of a sudden, bam. Trying to wash away. We've been trying to wash away the crap. It hasn't really worked. What are you talking about? You're never behind the chat, but learn from Jim. Yeah. I know it is, Jim. It's very easy to get behind. Late June and July is when winter really starts to hit us. That's so odd to me because that's usually our some of our best times for the summer, usually. Anthony. Jim was a little behind last week. Fell asleep, woke up just as he was catching up. I know. I was jokingly saying that, he was still behind on the chat, and we're already watching Artie's Friday show. It's Fun Day Friday. Friday Fun Day. Oh, Artie, you get so offended by that. Stop it. You're probably right, though. Happy memories fresh, like she said. Try something unique with Monique. The tragic turmoil and devastation. Winter's so good, it's cold. As they do it in the U.S. No more killer bugs than spiders, maybe. Yeah, Rick, that's rough. It's my friend and brother-in-law, and has been really hard. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. That's never fun. Never fun. So let me well, that's backwards. Let me fix this derailment. It's always in a spot. It's always in a spot that's hard to get at. And this wasn't too bad, but generally it's in a spot that it's hard to get at. I'm reaching into the back corner or something there, Anyways. Got my camera on mirror for some reason. There you go. That's a little better. Railroad enthusiasts, I don't know. Keep laughing. I haven't heard too much CSX derailment compared to all the others lately. Keep laughing. How are you guys? Always busting on CSX, man. There's a lot of Norfolk Southern, I reckon, lately. But that's all right. That's all right. Taking lessons from the best. What do you mean? Hey, Stormy Sky. Good morning. Ink Trails. Good morning to you too. Sorry if I missed anybody. I'm trying not to. I have a feeling your train. You're out there. Oh, tonight, yeah. Well, at least Jim and I got trains running. So for all you guys that don't, meh. Hey, Dave. Good morning, buddy. So these trains will run all damn day until you turn the camera on. They've been running all the whole time the show's been on, no issues. So once in a while, they'll come across this gate. I don't have it just right. Yeah. I don't get those rails lined up just right with different temperatures. I'm getting a little bit of play in that gate. So, on strike. Some days I think my damn trains are on a strike. There's days I come down here and son of a gun, no matter what I do, it doesn't matter. They will derail. But I'll tell you what, I have not, knock on wood, I have not had to clean these tracks in a long time. I tried using this stuff here, and it's okay. But I've been using the mineral spirits. And I've used this on some of the points on the switches and that, but I ran the mineral spirits. And I don't know. I don't think I've been really down here running trains or doing much of anything since I was on last Thursday. I think I came down a little bit over the weekend. I was on the phone with somebody. I've been chatting with Daryl one night kind of late, and I did put that combine together. Not bad. I mean, it comes with this whole trailer, and it has the other, would this be more like a wheat or a grain attachment that you could switch it out to? And the reason there's a million parts is because there are moving parts, so it's kind of cool there. Put a little guy in the cab. You can see him in there, but he's in there, little driver. Because you got to glue, like this all gets glued on, so you can't remove it. It's not screwed on there or anything. So I had to glue him in there. Here's a little cheapy Chinese guy. Chinese, I don't know, you know what I mean, the figures you buy, the cheapy ones. Well, yeah, it's pretty cool. I got stickers. I have to decide which ones I want to use. It's you got Case, you got New Holland, Massey Ferguson, International Harvester. So I haven't decided. I don't know if that'll focus or not, but I haven't decided which ones I want to. Probably going to go with International Harvester. Not sure yet. Actually, I have to look up and see. They don't show you how to. I don't think. I have to check the directions again, but I don't think that they show you like how to place the decals. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, well, I'm going to attempt to do a cornfield. So that's why I wanted to go with the corn heads on it. Yeah, pretty cool. I mean, your wheels turn, and then this back here, you can turn these. But they do things so damn difficult. It wasn't awful to build, but it's a typical Walters instructions. There was one part on the instructions I wasn't sure what the hell they were talking about. I kind of winged it. It didn't really do any didn't affect anything. You know what I mean? So I don't think I did it wrong, but there's a couple of detail parts on the back of this corn head. These come off. You can change these out if you wanted to. So, all right, let's see. Yeah, Harvester, Massey, and Case are red. Yeah. Well, I wasn't going to take the time to paint it. It's going to stay this color. I don't know, probably not. Because I may mess with a couple of little detail painting or something, but I probably won't. New Holland, yellow or blue. I'm not painting it, so it won't be New Holland. This thing, is that the arm you're talking about? It does swing out. If that's what you're talking about there. And you can, this goes up and down a little bit, you know. So I mean, it's no. If you don't break it off, I didn't break it off. It comes off. So I don't think I broke it off. So I mean, it's a neat little. It's neat. I mean, there's actually more parts in the box. It looks like maybe to build another partial trailer, but it doesn't really have. Doesn't look like it has all the parts to it, unless it's like a different variation of this trailer. I put the box. It's way over there. I did try to clean up some, guys. I'm starting to get the upper level cleaned off. I got 4 3-drawer carts over here. I'm going to turn that camera because it's a pain to get it set back. But like I have, it's all scenery stuff. Ballast, sifted dirt, plaster cloth, scenery materials. Just got them all labeled so I have a general idea what's in the drawers. Like one drawer is my yeah, I don't know. Like I said, this internet's ticking me off today. Thank you. Put a motor in it. You met the challenge. Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, okay, I like welders. They do good work. They make good stuff. Instructions are sketchy. That's all. And when I opened the box and saw all those parts in there and then the way the instructions were, I was like, oh, man, I cannot do this if I'm tired, I have a headache or anything like that. I got to be able to have a clear arm or a clear head to do this because of the way the instructions were. So, P-Rail Daryl, thank you so much. That's so generous of you. I appreciate that, buddy. Good morning, Dave, and hello to everyone in chat. Sorry, can't chat. Yeah, I know. He's been so far behind trying to get caught up with work and that. And glue straw coming out of the back. What do you mean? If you glue it, if put it in the field permanently, glue it. And glue straw coming out of the back. Okay. Well, I'm going to do corn, so I don't know about straw. Drain bed is visible. Yeah. You guys are acting like I got the capability of doing any of this stuff. I'm going to attempt to do a cornfield. I'm trying to still figure out what I can use for like already cut corn because it's going to be the dead corn from I think it's JTT. Oh, I have it in this drawer here. Yeah. So I got a couple of packs of these. I'm probably going to have to get more of that. Well, you can see it in the focus there. But so because I'm modeling fall, there's 30 stalks in here, so there's 60 stalks. It's probably not going to be enough, but it's not going to be a huge field anyways. Just enough to give you the idea that there's a cornfield that's going to be back in the corner over there. So I forgot how to put another light back there because it's underneath the climb. That's okay, John. Just trying to work and chat. It was a busy morning. Very true. Very true. I like to Walder skits. Instructions are poor at best. Yeah, they can be for sure. Yeah. Chaser tractor and a bin. Yeah. Well, it's going to be somewhat more of a. Does anything get stored inside of here? Like, is this like when they're cutting? Does it get stored inside the belly of this thing until they shoot it out into something like, you know what I mean? Or does it have to shoot it out as it's cutting? I'm not a farmer, man. I don't know. If you build them, they will come. That's funny. Farmer Roy. Hi, John. John. Morning. Hey, Dirk. Thanks for stopping in, buddy. Stay safe down there. Got to get down there with you to Taco John's. Old green welcome mat. Talking about the ones that look like that artificial turf looking stuff from outside. You put on a patio or something. Hold about 10 tons. Then they got to shoot them out. Grain from the corner stored for a time in the bin on top of the unit. Okay. Okay. Maybe it wouldn't be bad. I'd have to paint it brown or something, or like this dead color. I mean, it may still have a little bit of green in it. I do have a pack of these. It's green corn because on the old layout I was modeling more like summer, so it was going to be green. Never did get around to putting any of that up, but now I'm modeling fall, so I need to do something different with it. I could probably take that stuff and hit it with some tan paint. You know what I mean? So cut one in yellow. Yeah, well, I don't know. This is dead. So this is not really yellow. This is beyond yellow. Listen, man, it's going to be what it's going to be. This is my Proto Lance layout here. Nice thing about it, though, because I'm modeling fall, I might take some of these and decorate up some of the houses. I did get my pumpkin patch. I might put some pumpkins on the porches and stuff, because a lot of people do, at least up here in Ohio, Midwesterners at least. A lot of people do put corn stalks up for decorating for fall. And, I thought about even Mini Prince has some trick-or-treaters. There's a little witch and some ghosts in that. I could even do that if I wanted to. That'd be kind of neat. Attempt to paint some jack-o'-lantern faces on some of these pumpkins. And that'd be interesting. Yeah, like I said, it's not going to be a big area. This thing is bigger than you think it is. In fact, I put it next to my barn. It's like almost half as tall as the barn. So I'm like, well, maybe my barn isn't to scale. I don't know. Hey, Heath. How's it going, buddy? Just hello real quick as I'm sitting at work. Hey, that's okay. I appreciate it, man. A tractor with a grain cart so the truck exhaust don't cause the corn field fire. Okay. Yeah, I've kind of seen it both ways, where there's like a truck or a tractor with a cart. We'll have to see. I need to get motivated. That's the problem. Get motivated to do it, do any of it. This is modeling season, and I just don't feel like doing any modeling. Lately, I don't know why. I think it's kind of like the ideas aren't flowing, so I kind of just don't do anything instead of trying to do something and let the ideas kind of come. That's what I need to do, maybe. We'll see. We'll see. I'm just trying to clean up down here. It's just been such a mess. Like I said, I can't do anything up top till I get the upper level cleaned off. And I'm getting there. I still got a lot left to do, but It's getting better than it was. That scenery stuff was a lot of mess. So I had to really get that organized. Combine picking corn, tractor with cart driving beside combine as they continue to cut. Loading on the go into the cart. Once the cart is full, it drives off to fill the truck, then the truck goes. All right. Makes sense. Goes to the elevator to drop us low. Yeah. You've been finishing that small project for a long time. Roy, have you started on your farm diorama yet? I have seen some really cool videos from guys, and they're like probably like 1/64th scale and that kind of stuff. But there's like a whole like almost like train shows for that stuff, man. And they have these dioramas and they judge them and everything, man. It's so cool. I was trying to get ideas on how to do these cornfields and that. And one guy used like a corn broom and cut it down to look like the little cut corn stalks behind. So project's piling up at his feet. He needs to get room for his feet. Yeah, I know. It's all good. But I don't know if those brooms would be too thick for HO scale because he was modeling like the bigger scales. I think it was 1/64th or something like that. It wasn't 1/87. So I don't know if they would be too thick each stalk, cut stalk. Maybe not. These are actually fairly thick. It says it's HO scale. Now it is JTT, so how accurate they are compared to some of the other companies, I don't know. But they do all kinds of stuff. I'm looking at the back of the box. They got corn stalks, dried corn stalks, hay bundles, cattails. I got some of the sunflowers. What are sunflowers? When are they? When are they done? I mean, I know they're summertime, but they go in through the fall, don't they? Sunflowers, are they still? I mean, I know they're probably dying off by then, but I thought they were still like a fall thing. I know people do a lot of decorating with sunflowers. I feel like for the fall. Oh, that's exciting. Yeah, farm down raiders and 64 scale are huge and get massive trophies. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it was pretty cool. I was watching, I don't know what channel it was, but I was watching that. Trying to beat the rains, beat the weather, harvest time is wet season, truck arrive, they get loaded first, and storage bins everywhere's different. Yeah, it's all similar probably. Got a mail call video. Eventually I'll actually put out a video. I haven't done anything really. That's the problem. Is like, oh, that's a bummer. That's the thing. Like, I really haven't done any work on the layout, so I really haven't put up like an update video. I did that haul video from the show, and you know, there's really nothing to show. You guys have seen it. You know, anything I've done. Guys that follow me are mostly the guys on here, the guys that really follow me and watch my stuff regularly. You know, I guess I could put a video showing stuff for people that don't follow me regularly. But uh, All right, Roy, stay safe out there. Keep the greasy side down, shiny side up. Oh, that's rough. Forever and a day, yeah. What else I want to work on? There is put my grain elevator back in place. I need to figure out how I want to do like my scale and my buildings over there, coming into the facility, coming off of that um, off that road I have there. Yeah. So we'll keep coming up. Stop it. So the road here, see in the picture. So to the bottom of the screen, going like towards the right, head up to the grain elevator. So I kind of wouldn't mind messing around with that just to see how I can do it. So I'll have a probably some kind of like an office, you know, area where trucks will check in at. I'll put a scale. Problem is, I don't really have the room for there to be like a real turnaround or anything. It's just going to be a lot of illusion. Like you'll see a truck coming in, trucks coming out, truck under the shed to get loaded and stuff. But a lot of it's just going to be illusion. Been trying places for a bunch of trucks and working on the RD3 local and BNSF local that were gifts. Yeah. Boy, Roy, that was some nice gifts you gave out, man. Good for you, buddy. Putting drainage tiles in the fields, help with the flooding. See this camera? I like the brightness of it better than the camera I'm using. This is a cheap camera. Like I think I paid less than $10 for it. But it does tend to get a little almost, I don't want to say grainy, but it's just brighter than the one I'm using, the more expensive Logitech one. So I don't know if I just need to figure out the settings differently or something. Yeah, Joe, did he send too many trucks? Feel free to send some over this way, Joe. If you got too many, man. Yeah, well, yes, Roy. Those are nice trucks, though, man. Yeah, that Burkina, I guess, is, I mean, that's like really nice trucks. I've never heard of them until I got that one I got at the show. And yeah, Curly says, hey, I never got mine yet. Says pass a few on if you like. It's too many, Joe. No, that was so generous of you, though, man. That was very nice. Those are really nice trucks. Well, yeah, I do plan on trying to have like a little truck stop. I don't know exactly where I'm putting it, but it's kind of the plan. Probably something smaller, like more of a Lowe's or a Love's or Pilot. Not like a bigger one with like a service garage and everything. You know, I don't know if I'll have room for all that. They're producing these new older model trucks. It's all new tooling. Oh, okay. What's that model modern? It's like some of those, like Peterbilts and that you sent. Joe would be fine, you know. Like some guys maybe still fix them up and have them around. but I'm trying to get more modern stuff. Just because I'm modeling within like a roughly on today, maybe back about 10, 15 years tops. You know what I mean? Again, it's a proto Lance layout. It's going to be kind of, yeah, thanks. Some of those are weathered, man. Like I know you guys were talking about weathering and that last night on Cab Crew Wednesday. I totally fell asleep. It was a good show, but I was exhausted, and after dinner, I was sitting there. I was going to come in. I was going to come up. I told Daryl I'm going to come up, and then I fell asleep. I just didn't feel great after dinner and stuff like that. Yeah, that's what I need. I need just tractors, really. All the trailers you sent me. Thank you again. Um, I will be needing tractors. That's all I bought at the show. Well, I bought the one pneumatic trailer, truck with trailer. Other than that, it was just tractors I was looking to buy. 2010 International Lone Star. Oh, that'd be a nice one to have. I like some of the older stuff too. Speaking of international, that ugly ass cab over they used to make, Transstar or whatever it was called, Transstar 2 or something. My uncle had one of those, and you know, yeah, no, I saw your mail call. They're awesome. The GMC was really cool. Yeah, they were awesome. Like I said, you may find a trucker that is fixed up, especially like with his farm scene. I bet you I could get away with something in a farm scene, for sure, with an older truck. Um, but yeah, is that what that is? I don't know. They were just kind of ugly looking, man. And JB Hunt and Schneider had a whole fleet of those damn things. And my uncle had one, and I just thought it'd be kind of cool to have one, old cab overs. They were ugly. Yeah, only a mother could love them. It's just like the old R style Mac. It's okay to drive one. I want nobody to see you driving it. One stacked Mac with a window in the back. It's like an ugly girl. It's okay to ride one. You just don't want people to know you're riding it. Yeah. Take that back. You didn't say that. Those tractors, what I need to just picked up a PIE. Yeah. There used to be a PIE terminal not too far from here in Richfield. Those old bubble nose, I guess they'd call it bubble nose cab over Kenworths are pretty cool. What's that place over there? Is it Iowa? Roy, that old truck stop out there. Shit, what's the name of it? Yeah, you gotta forgive me, man. It's been since the early '90s since I was on the road. But they had a bunch of older like uh, trucks sitting out front there, like when you're walking into a restaurant. Yeah, I like Kenworths and Peterbilts. Oh shoot, what's the name of that joint? It might not even be around anymore. Yeah, my other uncle had International like that too, where you had what do they call them, the suicide bunks. You had to basically climb through the back window to get into the bunk. They weren't the walk-in bunks like you have now. Eh, thanks, Jason. Buddy knows locomotive fun. You keep hoping. I actually learned to drive on an old Diamond Rio. Don't ask me the model number and all that, but my dad and my grandpa had. That's it. That's it. Highway 80. Thank you, Ray. I figured Roy would know, but yeah, he knows too. Yeah. Truck trailer. Yeah. I don't know if it was like that back then. If it was the largest truck stop, I know it was huge, and they had some really cool stuff there and really cool like stuff in their store and everything. Probably all commercialized now. So Yeah. Last truck I drove was a Mack. A newer Mack. It was the garbage company I drove for. Uh, had Macks. And they're all right. And I drove Sterling's, the company before that. They were shit. I didn't like them. Oh, okay. Well, I'm sure since the 1992 or three when I was driving over the road, I'm sure they got remodeled since then. I was Holy crap. I was always local. The first couple of years I was over the road, maybe about a year and a half actually. And I won't even say 2 years. I did a little bit of road driving in between, but most of it was local, home every night, that kind of driving, city driving, basically. But it was a pretty cool place. Oh yeah, I wouldn't fit through that window. I don't know. You gotta remember though, back in the day, you actually had to drive a truck, man. There was no power steering. There was none of that shit. You know, my dad, he bought, I think it was a 1981 Kenworth double bunk cab over. Uh, Again, don't ask me the model number. It was a sweet looking truck, but he didn't have power steering. So he had them add what was called air assist to it, which definitely helped. But it was nothing like power steering, man. Some guys were all, holy crap! It's like a mall. There used to be that big place in Youngstown. It was like a big trucker mall. Truck stops. It had brokers in there for loads. It had, shoe shine because everybody used to wear cowboy boots. Shoe shines, barber shop, all that. I don't know about dentist and that, but all kinds of shit in there. Yeah. Now they got power steering. They got air seats, air suspensions. Oh God, what else? Automatic transmissions. What the hell is that? How do you even drive that? I don't know how to drive a truck. I haven't driven since 2012. I don't even know how to drive one anymore. Yeah, that's the one thing that's nice. But that's one thing I've noticed, man. Everybody is so grab and go anymore. And that's just in general, but especially with the truck stops. Like you find it hard to find like a restaurant. When we went over to Massachusetts, we stopped at a TA. Um, oh, that's cool. But I used to run with a guy around here that had a Ford Aeromax when those came out. Aeromax kind of had like a weird hood and stuff on it. I don't know. I don't know. I'm sure it's fine. It just seems weird to me. The only automatic I ever drove, and I was only yeah, I used to love the '76 truck stops. They were around when I was driving. Um, the only automatic I ever drove was when I was working in a warehouse for Pepsi, and we had some of those old Chevrolet Bruins, and they were the Pepsi trucks, with the side doors or the side roll up doors and everything to unload and load. I used to load the trucks, put a tow motor in that, and those things were just so underpowered, man. It took everything you had to get those things to go. So I guess that's really my own experience with an automatic transmission in any sort of truck, like big truck. Especially when you get that loaded. Man, that thing just did not want to move. Well, anyways, like I said, we stopped there. We went in the restaurant and we ate at the restaurant. It was okay. Nothing special. just like everywhere else, the service kind of sucked, but it was all right. It was somewhere in New York on the thruway or just off the thruway. And it was like, of course, it was middle of the day too. It wasn't like later when people would be stopping for the night and stuff. So it wasn't very busy there. And but everything is so grab and go anymore. Yeah, the bad knee. Oh, bad knee. No more riding the clutch. Yeah. That's why I think there would be a disadvantage to the automatics. I don't know, Roy, you could speak to it maybe. Um, able to really switch gears for mountains and that. Over to Youngstown. Yeah, I know there's some on there are some over there, yeah. But I think is it on 76? I think there was, or there might still be a TA over there, but just across the highway from where that TA is used to be on the whole other side. There was a big frickin' trucker mall over there, man. I think they tore it down. They might have put something else in there now, but it was like all on the other side of the bridge. Like I said, we're going way back. That's true. That's still wrong. Yeah. Yeah, there's a TA on the one side. Then there's the pilot is on the opposite side. That used to be an old restaurant. I want to say a Bob Evans or some old restaurant there. Maybe it's still there. Then way in the back used to be some kind of massage parlor or something. Don't ask me how I know. But that all got tore down. I don't know about the Bob Evans, but that all got tore down back there for the pilot. And the Petro, I said the Petro's out on 80 out of Youngstown. Because the Petro, and then there's also another one over there, almost like that Iowa 80. It's like it used to be more like a mom and pop kind of name to it. It's been a long time. We used to run that way, even when I was running local. We'd run up that way to go up to we'd run 80 out when we were going up to Evansburg and Du Bois when I was driving for Cowan. So I'd stop in there once in a while. I can't think of the damn name of it though. I hate when that happens. 6 miles per gallon. Yeah, that's about what they get. I don't know if that's any better or worse. That's the only way to take a job. If you don't get paid empty, then if you don't get paid deadhead, that's not good either. Or bobtailing, deadheading. I guess that's what you would be, loaded or empty. But I remember that used to be a big thing back in the day. You wouldn't get paid unless you were loaded. That's what we said. It wasn't a TA, it was a Petro. Petro had the iron skillet, right? Because that's why I stopped there, because I remember the iron skillet being good. But it had been forever. Yeah, there you go. Petro. Yeah, well, Petro owns. Yeah, owns Petro. Petro's a cleaner. Diesel deli. Food, pork chops, stuffed peppers, chicken, and dumplings. That sounds good, man. It does sound good. No, we just went into the restaurant when we went up there. I didn't even check anything else out. Just wanted to get up there. Right. Yeah. Hey, Mike. Morning, buddy. Yeah, the food was good. Don't get me wrong, it was good. We had a burger. It was lunchtime, but I don't know. I just feel like it's so much of that anymore, and that's everywhere. It's not. It's hard to really find any kind of restaurant anymore, especially when it's not like a commercial restaurant. That I was always a mom and pop kind of guy, man. I always like stopping at the mom and pops. There used to be one on 76 before you got on. Um, just before the Ohio line there by I think it was Route 7. You had the last exit before you go into Pennsylvania. You have to jump on their pike. I think there's a pilot or something there too, but there was a little mom and pop joint right there when you jumped off. Again, I'm going back, man, so it's hard for me to remember. Yeah, I remember the Country Pride being pretty good. I don't remember what the 76 was, what theirs were called. I used to like their truck stops. I don't know why. I did. There was a 76 over there by that TA too, I think. Um, um, in Youngstown, we were talking about. Pretty sure. Yeah, it did. They screwed everything up, man. I don't know if there's any buffets anymore. TA closed the Country Pride. And I was surprised to see the Flying J. I don't like everyone I've seen lately is at the Denny's in it. They used to have a decent restaurant in theirs too. Yeah. Were they like? Was that like a TA owned by the TA or by Petro or TA whatever? Or was it? Are they like private like franchise restaurants that operate inside of those? Yeah, I think they're affiliated, or it might be vice versa. Yeah, they're. I'm pretty sure they're affiliated. Um, like the pilot has like basically like a Wendy's or something. I've seen a lot of them at Wendy's and that kind of stuff in them. They don't really have like restaurants, but the Flying J was more of a restaurant. I can't think of the name of the damn restaurant. They had a nice buffet in there too, man. When I was at Cisco, we used to deliver some of the Flying J's around Columbus. Sunbury was one. Damn, I can't think of the name of the town on the other one. But there's two or three we used to deliver around that general area. And it was a good restaurant. Most of the time they'd feed us after we delivered too. Let us go at the buffet anyways. Which is always nice. So I got a train blocking the road. You videoing that train that's blocking the road, man? GP 40-2. Pilots here. Oh yeah, Subways too. I don't know about Taco Bell's. I remember there being Subways too. Yeah, yeah. I guess it's whoever buys up the bid. Whoever bids the best and wins the bid for that stuff. Probably changes up from time to time. Oh well, it's just quarter after, almost 20 after 10. I'm going to cut this thing off. I hate to do it, but they loves are independent. All right, so give us your opinion. What do you prefer? If you had to stop at any of these, what is your favorite, man? Just running around before the rain gets here. Catch y'all on Jim's channel tonight. Yeah, yep, 6 p.m. Jim Tedesco's channel. Jump in there, see how he keeps up with the chat today. It's any better than last week. Pressure's on, Jimmy. Pressure's on. Thanks, John. Taco Bell. I don't know how that would go, man. I don't think you're trying to stop any more than you have to when you're driving trucks. So Taco Bell might make you have to make an extra stop, emergency stop on the side of the road. I don't know, though. Loves seem cleaner. Yeah, I've stopped at a few Loves just traveling, They seem pretty nice. But again, it's basically a general store with some kind of fast food joint in it, I think your man likes Petros and Loves. Okay. Yeah, I used to like the Petro. Well, I liked the 76 the best. I don't know why, I just did when I was driving. Like I said, that was 92, 93, back in those days. Long gone since. And then I would say Petro. Loves weren't, I don't believe they were really around when I was driving. If they were, they weren't as many. Pilot was becoming pretty popular kind of in those days, I believe. Flying J was coming on the scene. It was 76, TA, Flying J, and Petro were the four that I remember being the big stops, Guy run HO scale auto racks and 28-inch radius curves. Can't think of word when going straight track. Can't think of. My radiuses are 28s and 26s. Except on my peninsula, it's more like a 30 and 32 maybe, just because I had the room for it. Hey, Grain Express. Yeah. Well, thanks for stopping in. Appreciate that. Yeah, they run pretty well. I mean, auto racks are tricky anyways because they're a longer car. So I have more issues with, they'll find any little dip in your tracks. So coupler height is a big deal. Making sure coupler heights are right. These semi-scale heads, like the one, like Katie's number 5s or 148s, are a bigger, like not scale head. They're a little more forgiving with this kind of thing, especially with dips and stuff. On the auto racks, I put on, I think they're 149s that are a longer shank, just to give me a little more, like if your curves are tighter, you're going to want a longer shank. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. Just to give you that extra little bit of clearance and forgiveness in the curve, especially if it's a tighter curve. I don't think I go any less than a 28. I have those sweepstakes. I bought 28s and 26s. I tried to use 28 as much as I could, even on even when I planned on doing a 26, I kind of readjusted a little bit to do 28s. So there's a couple that are more close to 26, but those are more going like into a yard or something. Tried to kind of finagle the track, so I was still using basically a 28. The way I was able to push back, I had the room to do it. So probably could have gone a little bit bigger with 30s, but it wouldn't have worked everywhere. So my peninsula being it's a wider space, I was able to go with that. Yeah. Everything I have has got a metal coupler at least. I don't run any plastic couplers, especially because I run a lot of long trains like this train. 40 something, 50 years. I haven't counted it. It gets pretty heavy. And that's why I have that mid unit, because these things will pull off the track in these curves. I don't really have any long straightaways. Everything's got some type of curve in it pretty much. Yeah. My dad, being old school, when he was alive, he drove for, 50 years, probably more. Then he ran cross country, he was an over the road driver, owner operator most of that time. He knew all, and he knew all the little mom and pops along the way. So, and I learned with him. We started out running team. When I first started driving, I was running team with him. And I'll never regret those days, man. It was growing up with a truck driver for a dad, he was gone a lot. So those are days I will never regret or cherish. The 158s got the scale heads, I think, right? They're the more prototypical heads. I go with the 148s. I just because that's what I started with. Especially on my old layout, my track work was a little more sketchy than it is on this one. So they're a little bit more forgiving. Yeah, they don't look as prototypical, but, it's okay. Yeah, I mean, I didn't have a lot to start rolling stock, so I replaced everything I had in the beginning, and then as I ran out, I like to buy the bulk packs. Yeah, it's a little more money up front, but they do save you some money in the long run when you buy the bulk packs. I don't know. So I always tend to have some on hand. 33-inch wheels. I buy the Intermountain 33s and 36s. I keep those in stock. I like to build a lot of the old kits and stuff. So I will, obviously I put all metal wheels, all metal couplers. So nothing hits the layout without it. All right. Thanks for stopping in, Mike. I'm about done here anyways. And it's just, one of those things, It's just what I decided to do. I mean, some guys won't even put a car on the layout until it's metal wheels, metal couplers, and weathered. So if I was to go back and do that, I'd have nothing to run. I'd have a handful of cars to run because I don't have very much weathered. I lied. It's 41 cars. I just counted them. 41 cars and 3 locomotives. Thanks, Mike. Appreciate it, buddy. Appreciate that. We need more coffee. Great show, Dave. Yeah. Yeah, thank you. I stick with the number 5 KDs. Looks fine going down the rails, and I'm not into the close-up photography. Same with weathering, just knock it down and looks good from 2 feet. Yeah, I mean, at the very least, if you hit your car with like a dull coat, just to get that shine off of it, that sometimes is enough. What I do since I replaced the plastic wheels with metal is I'll go ahead and I have a rusty mix that I made up just with craft paint, and I um, most of everything. There's still some stuff that I have to do. I will hit like the wheels and the trucks, so at least those have they're not that plastic black look. You know what I mean? And even just doing those couple of things really will um, make it look better. Um, I guess you can just hit it with some kind of like a grime or something, just over the whole car, just to give it that little bit of weathered look, even. But John says he's just getting done taking everything off the layout and upgrading the metal wheels, KD couplers, NMRA weight standards, and inventory of the cars. I inventoried all my cars when I took them off the layout to tear the layout down. So, well, that's a great time to do so. Anything I've purchased since then, I have inventoried. I should have done the weight standards on them, and I didn't. So I kind of regret that. That is something that I need to do. Let's get these all up to the proper weights. Some are too heavy, some are too light. I just kind of, when I first started and got back into them, I could tell when they were too light, but sometimes I would just throw some weight in it just so it kind of felt good enough. You know what I mean? But that's not really the way to do it, obviously. Yeah, I like the whiskers better too. Now, if I buy cars and I have them, the number 5s in them, I'm not necessarily going to change them out if they're working fine. Um, there's no sense in doing that. If I have to replace them down the road, then yeah, I'll change it out to a whisker. And that's all that number 5s, the 148s are number 5s. They just got the whisker on them instead of the copper spring, to my understanding. That's my belief. Could be wrong there, but I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure of that. See my ugly mug again. I figured you guys would like to watch the trains run more than look at my ugly mug. I did do the weights to the NMRA standard, but with some of the Australian steamers I had, went and pulled a 2 to 4 car passenger or freight set. Well, eventually I'll get this Bachmann steamer up and running. I have all the stuff I need. I just haven't done it. Like I said, I just haven't been down here. Just haven't felt like coming down. I've been doing other things. Easements. I remember how much do I do for HO scale 28-inch radius curve and 30-inch radius? Would need 4 inch or 5 easement going into a curve based on the weight. That'd be cool. I just wrote mine down in a notepad. As far as easements go, I don't really know. I just kind of go with what looks good. I try not to have a turnout too close to going into a curve. I try to have at least maybe like 6 inches or so at least going into a curve after a turnout or coming out of a curve into a turnout. But I don't know if there's a standard or anything. And I'm guessing on the 6 inches, it's maybe a little more, a little less. Just kind of what looks good, but I tried not to do anything of that nature where I'd have coming right out of a curve into any kind of turnout. I mean, a curve turnout's different, obviously, but into a turnout or even my swing gate, I tried to make sure that there was, like this here is probably about a 12-inch distance between, you can't even see it, I'm pointing at shit, you can't even see it. But where the gate closes and you have the seam there, I have a turnout just past it. But I made sure that it was looks like 10 inches to a foot before I hit that turnout after the gate. And many after blue box cars that will get Acura trucks and weathered some sentimental reasons for keeping them as I had them when I got it. I love Athearn Blue Box and Acura. I'm fine with that. Most of my grain operation is old Acura and stuff like that, and Blue Box, Roundhouse. That's what I'm saying. I've replaced all the couplers. I have a video on my channel if you want to go. It's something about simple ways to upgrade a cheap car or upgrading cheap cars. And it's, I show you what I do to them. And it's, detailing wise, okay, you get what you get, right? From a distance at 2-3 foot, unless you're going to take up close photography, it's not that big a deal to me. I like the Walther's mainline stuff because to me it's fine enough for me. I don't need it to be overly detailed. The details are cool, don't get me wrong. I got these damn Atlas refrigeration Tropicana cars, and every time I touch them, I'm breaking something off the damn thing. It's annoying. And I'll tell you what, I had to totally replace all the wheels on these things. They were 36-inch wheels, and they were rubbing the bottom of the car. So I swapped them all out for 33s. I took my truck tuner, cleaned all that shit out of the trucks, put the 33s in. I had to adjust the heights a little bit because they're probably more adjusted for 36. And not on all of them, a couple of them. And they roll great now. They rolled so poorly. It was terrible, man. And they're light. I really got to get really got to weigh them, and they feel light. But anyways, back to the Acura on that. I love them. Most of those cars I make for my railroad are, Acura or cheaper cars, kit cars. I like building them. They're nothing fancy, but they're fun to build. That's why I said. That's why I keep the metal wheels in stock, and I keep the couplers in stock. It's not maybe as involved as some of the hobby building was back when, before we had a lot of this ready to run stuff. But to me, it's good. They roll too easy. I like that they roll easy. I don't like when they drag. Yeah, same. Take my truck tuner, clean out the trucks, and then I put the metal wheels in. Kind of weather the trucks and the wheels up first. Since I already have it apart, I'm changing it. I might as well weather it up real quick. Like I said, I keep a little jar of like a rusty brown mix. I just kind of eyeball it and make it myself. Yeah. The only thing with the blue box is, well, the Acuras too. I always drill them out, drill out the couplers, and put a screw in. Was it the 2/32 or whatever the hell that screw is? 5/32. I don't know. But you know what I mean. This is short. All right, Artie, man, you rest up, buddy. See, I missed something here. I'm working my daughter to set up spreadsheets for inventory. Yeah. Hey, if you get her to do that, feel free to share that. I think a lot of us would make use of it for sure. Like I said, mine are just written out on in this. Let's see if I can get it out of here. I'm making a mess. Just in one of these, composition books. Get it all kind of written out like that. In fact, some of this have sold off. I need to update that. Sold off some of those intermodal things. I still have more. I gotta list some stuff. Yeah, I like Acura. The thing is, the same thing with any of them. Blue Box, Acura. You can detail them up. I mean, you can buy detail kits, just detail parts. That's like I prefer like scale train operator stuff over their rivet counter for freight cars because you're touching those more for the price. I don't think it's worth the details. My personal opinion. Not trying to start a debate or a war. But with that being said, they do sell like a detail kit that you can buy, and it's got more grab irons and things like that to detail it up. If you have the patience for that. Let's see, I designed a plan with no easements. Is that good or bad for 28-inch radius and 30-inch radius curve around the wall in the utility building? When you say easements, are you talking about like a straight run before the curve? Is that what you mean? Or are you talking about in between the tracks? If you're running a double main, you want to make sure you have room in the curves. I'm sure you know that, so that the cars don't hit in the curve. Grain Express is waiting for my wife and I to get our mini-me's from the Amherst show. And the painting process begins. Place this on the layout. Yeah, I'm waiting for mine too. I got mine and I ordered Heath finally. Thought I had ordered Heath last time I ordered and I didn't. I got Sparky, I got Plumber. What else did I get? I think I just got those two. I can't remember now. I didn't really know any of the other guys. Got guys that I met, like Heath I've met. So I thought I ordered him and I didn't. So I did order him now. He should be coming with that order. And ordered the bathtub Madonna, the Virgin Mary in the grotto, the bathtub grotto. I thought that'd be kind of cool in front of one of the houses and stuff. Yeah, well, grain and intermodal are my two favorites. Then I'd say probably behind that would be coal. Then probably everything else. I like tank cars. They're kind of boring. Auto racks I like. They could be a pain in the ass though. These trailer trains I've been running around. I like those a lot. Just because you can change out the trailers and stuff or run them empty even. I think they're pretty cool. Yeah, so let me see. I think I am sub to you, Crane Express, but let me friggin' go look. I am sub to you, Crane Express. Yes, I sure am. All right. Reading the notifications on. All right, my friend. I thought I was, but when Jim said that, I got to thinking, am I? Or am I not? But I am. Kyle. What's going on, buddy? I'm getting ready to get off of here, so. Yeah. If you have a newer coupler and they get kind of wore out over time. The more you take them on and off, obviously they get wore out. So if it's pretty new and it's pretty tight on there, you're probably okay. But just because I've had them fail like that before, I started putting the screw in it. And that's true. That is very true. And then I don't know if it is. You get those old, like the co-ops, the old co-ops, the private co-op names and stuff, which I think are pretty neat on a lot of those kit cars. Like I'm looking at now, I got Clem Corp, Kellogg over there, Co-op Market. I can't see a lot of them. Once I get this backdrop up on the peninsula, I won't even be able to see over there. I'm going to get some more cameras put up, I guess. Yeah. Well, I mean, I think as long as you gradually come into the curve and it's not, you should be fine with a 28-inch curve without having like a crazy easement. I mean, my one basic rule for me was I just didn't want to come right out of a turnout into a curve. I just didn't think that was going to be like for a main line anyways. If it's on like a siding or a passing siding, you're not going to be technically running it as like mainline speed anyways. So, I mean, you could probably get away with it more there, but on my main line, I didn't want to have it that way where I had a turnout too close to a curve. I just felt like that would be something you're asking for trouble. Yeah. Well, even these operators, man, these like from Scale Trains, man, you go to pick them up, there's nowhere to pick them up. You got to pick them up by the wheels, and you got all that stuff there that you can break off or bend. And then the same thing, you go to pick up at the body, you got the damn ladders and the piping, and I always seem to bend that damn piping. Check out my HO John Deere combine train video I have since I added 3 more cars. Okay, cool. I have to go check that out. Me? Okay, I was gonna say because I don't remember seeing you, but damn, I wish we could have met. Darn it. Hey, fun with HO scale stuff. I think easement means running a wider curve radius into the actual lesser curve radius. The actual curve. Oh, yeah, maybe you are right. I don't know. That makes sense, though. That makes sense what you're saying. I don't know that I did that, though. I used those sweepsticks. Like I said, I bought 28s and 26s. I tried to use 28s for most of it. But a lot of it, I set it up and I kind of eyeballed just coming in, making it look. I thankfully have a decent amount of room to do that, So I kind of eyeballed it really, to be honest with you, just to see that it looked nice going into a curve, nice and gradual, so it wasn't too sharp. Or like the main things is making sure I tried to not have any joints on the curves. And when I do my curves, I always stagger the rail and the curve so there's not a joint directly across from each other. I know if you go way back in Vinny's videos, he does a really good video on how he does curves. BNSF 59, 61, 69, 51, always get them backwards. Yeah, any rail is a good program for sure. This was designed, I think, on any rail. What'd you use, Train Freak? Train Freak did a lot of my design on this. Him and John Prescott. It was like a conglomeration. A lot of help on this. A lot of input. You know what? Sometimes that's the best way. I know a couple guys, and that's all they do. They just kind of throw it down, get an idea. Well, I like an industry here, and I want the track to kind of look like this, and then they just kind of fit it in as they go. Good or bad, right or wrong, it works for them. Usually around 6. Yeah, Cal, you gotta be careful. All this, it's like I love the rivet counter type locomotives, your Genesis and rivet counters and so on and so forth, because I love the details on the locomotives. Not as picky about it on the freight cars. So basically all my locomotives, most of my locomotives are of the higher cost because of that. Well, 3 inch between the two tracks. Yeah, honestly, on a straightaway, you could put the HO scale road bed right next to each other, and you won't ever hit on a straightaway, a true straightaway. I don't recommend it, but you can. They usually say what about 2 inch on centers, 2.5 on center, but in the curve you got to go wider. Maybe 3. Can't remember what I did on mine. I don't really have any running together like that. Yeah, there you go, 3 inch center. So from a main line of my yard, tracks are 2 inch on centers. Yeah. That's why I say on a true straightaway or a yard like that, you can get away with the 2 inch on center, or even if you really needed to. Yeah, and then the curves. What I did was I took my longest cars and I think it ended up being about 3 or 3.5. I went 3.5. This one don't have any like that. It was my old layout that had the double main line. I think at that time I went 3.5 where I could. But I took my longest cars that I have and I laid the track out and made sure that they cleared. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Oh, you're talking about that? Was it AutoCAD? Yeah, but if you have experience with it, then sure, why not? I mean, any rail is, I believe, pretty simple for most guys that just have a basic computer knowledge. Like I could jump on there and pretty much design something without a whole lot of expertise, I believe. Or if you're already versed at something, I believe that sounds like it's more fancy, like would need more knowledge. I could be wrong. I'm not a computer guy by any means, if you guys haven't realized that. Waycross, Train Spider, I don't charge to consult and look. I charge to design, but that rate I discuss when you'd be ready. Yeah. I definitely recommend talking to Jason, at least, Train Spider, if you are having some, like, John Prescott did my original plan. Jason took a look at it for me and made some suggestions, and just by looking at the plan, because I was like showing him what I had, he's like, "You mind if I take a look and see if there's some tweaks I can do?" And I said, "Absolutely not. Take a look." And then we discussed the price, and it was very reasonable. A couple little tweaks made, and I'm happy with it. So, but he does design from the bottom up, even. Jason does. Train Freak. That's why I said my layout was kind of a conglomeration between some different guys, and pretty happy with it to this point. Train Express. The manual says, "Do not touch the model; you will break something." Pretty much. how when you open the box and something's broken already, oh boy, like a detail part. Then you got to try to put it back on. If you can figure out how it goes back on, and then you got to figure out how to put it back on without having a big glue glob or some crap to make it look terrible. There's always like a grab iron on the nose of the locomotive or something like that, or on the roof, that you're definitely going to see a big glob of glue if you mess it up. If curves are wide, 28 or bigger, you shouldn't have to space out your tracks in the curves because you have less overhang. That's true. Tighter the curve, the more overhang you'll have. That's true. And like I said, the auto racks run on the 28s. Like I said, a lot of my curves are 28. Like I said, that's what they all started out based off of being 28s. Where I went bigger. Didn't go any smaller on mainline curves. Again, some of the going into into the yards or maybe 26s, but they look better on wider curves, the longer cars. They don't have that overhang in the curve. So if you can go with the widest curve, in my opinion, I would have loved to go wider on my curves. That just looks more natural. But in reality, we all have to make do with the space we have. Let's see, I've had some pieces broken off in the box, maybe because they're so flimsy and weak. What, the cars or the box? This flimsy and weak. Fox Valley or Super Details. Yeah, and I think Scale Trains has bought tooling for the N scale Fox Valley, I think, because they have some of that up on their website for a pre-order. I think some ST70s. Yeah, well, see, that's what I think of, like on the freight cars and stuff, especially. You're going to have a train full of freight cars, so and I've always said it, if you're going to build like a small diorama, sure, you're going to want to have as many details as you can possibly have and as accurately as you can have, because it's meant to be a diorama showpiece of something. So you want that to be, at least I would want that to be as detailed as possible. But when a train's running down the track, and even when you're filming it, it's still hard to pick up all those little details. If you're just filming a video of your train running. Louisville, Nashville. I had Louisville, Nashville a while back. When I had the old layout, I sold it. The hell was it? Might have been a 40-2. I can't remember now. Yeah, I remember back then, Jesus, it's funny because I was not versed on DCC at all. I was scared to touch anything as far as adding decoders. So there was a guy that used to work up at Hobbytown. I don't know if that Hobbytown's there anymore. It ended up being mostly RC stuff anyways. So I didn't go there that often. But there was a guy there that would do decoder installs. And he was reasonable about it. So I just did the Digitrax, what is it, SD165s or 66s, whatever, in that one. It was an L&N. I think it was an SD40 or something. 40? I don't remember now. It was nice. I sold it. I don't know why. I just did. I sold a bunch of stuff that I wish I didn't sell. And that's the problem, man. All right, John, you take care, man. Thanks for being here. Yeah, well, that's kind of true too. Like I said, unless you're doing some kind of diorama where you're going to be looking at it kind of angled up or something, where you'll see some of that piping and stuff underneath. A tank car is a little different because you can see underneath that more. And yeah, But yeah, the piping underneath and all the details on the bottom, you really don't see those that much on most cars. On most cars. Grew up with the L&N. Thought Santa Fe was just a nice paint job for toy train. Yeah. Honestly, that's what I thought about Chessie originally. Chessie system, because it was so colorful. And then I was like, well, that can't be a real railroad, right? But it was. But it kind of is like almost toy-like, depending who makes the model, too. Costumes, you could be like mine and Dave's friend Flying Crow, whereas cabooses cost more than his locomotives. Yeah. We've made those. You got those brass ones and stuff, right? Nah, temporarily. I'm getting out of here. I keep saying I'm going to go. Caboose King. Yeah, but you're modeling an era that has cabooses. I don't have an era that models cabooses. I have some cabooses. I'll probably keep them because once in a while I'll run a chassis system or something because I have some of that still. Yeah, Roberts are all brass. But like I run modern day, you don't run cabooses. You may have a shoving platform, old caboose converted into a shoving platform or whatever. But we left 30 minutes ago. So, all right, take care, Roy. I'm going to say goodbye as well. But you guys, I appreciate you coming in. Thanks for the super chats, guys. It was kind of you. And catch you next week. Same time, same sandbox. Maybe I'll see you later on Jim Tedesco's channel, 6 p.m. And then, yeah, see you throughout. Thinking Artie will probably still do a Saturday night stream. Yeah, great to have you in here. 8 o'clock Eastern. So, what's the chat name? I got 2008 and unboxing. You guessing a video for unboxing 5 years over time? Ooh. I mean, yeah, I think I'd definitely, like you said, over time, break that up. I don't know if it'd be a long video. Hey, thanks for coming in, Eagle Creek. I appreciate it, man. You guys did a little too late. Yeah, ask it tonight. If you're going to be on Jim's, ask it on Jim's. Bring it up. I tend to, I'm kind of hit or miss on watching unboxings. It's not one of my top of the list things to watch, but I do watch them. But I wouldn't, yeah, wow, 15 years. Yeah, that is 15 years. Wow. Yeah. I would definitely break it up. I wouldn't want it to be too long. I don't like to watch long videos anyways. I try not to make my videos too long. The last one I put up was like 13 minutes, and I was like, oh, that's a long video. So, anyways. All right, guys, we'll catch you tonight on Jim's channel. Appreciate you all stopping in, and we will catch you next time. So, bye for now.